Hi everyone, I'm Louise Besson from Nature's Balance. Today I would like to talk to you about the denial of evil and that we are all in the same boat, that we believe that evil is not really something that exists, or it's not part of who you are. Um, it certainly takes courage to face and admit that just as there is light and good in everybody, there is darkness and evil. Um, Many people try to steer away negative energy by wearing amulets and even crystals, but they cannot say that it is actually to keep evil away. They're in denial about the fact that it exists. The problem with these stones, they can attract both evil and good depending on the energy that vibrates the most. So if you're having a day and you're not feeling too great, um, and that type of energy that you are vibrating will enhance. Um, it can be something as simple as what you eat or what you wear that's in your environment, that can change the energy that you vibrate. Sometimes if you go to a restaurant and you sit there and it just doesn't feel right, that's actually when you have to get up and leave, because that energy that's vibrating in the environment is not healthy for you. Um, we actually as a family have done that quite often. If we don't feel it's the right energy for us, and you don't even have to put it into words, you can just feel it. You need to go and actually leave. Um, Evil thrives on the fact that we are in denial about it and that we don't acknowledge it. It actually wants us to be ignorant about its existence. We believe that by saying we don't believe in evil, that it relieves us from it, and the fact that evil thrives on your ignorance about it, or our ignorance about it, um, later becomes the arrogance that it thrives on. Your arrogance of you believing you are above all evil is what evil relies on. Evil comes through a back door. Um, it's not something that you show everybody, but it does. It only needs a little space to actually come into your life. Um, so, what is the ego? The ego basically is there to fill in the gaps where you feel or think you lack, but it also has a positive to it. If you lack some courage to do something, it can push you just a little bit out of your comfort zone to do something that you would normally be too fearful to do. The problem with that is that evil tends to grab a hold of that fear, and it wants you to be in denial about it so that you can feed your ego. The more your ego grows, the happier you make evil. Without darkness, there would be no measure or contrast of light. Darkness and light is the energy that we are able to feel in our bodies, and people around you can sense that energy as well. If you are jealous of someone, and we are often in denial about that, the people around you, however, will sense that. And we don't want to recognize that we have that dark side within us. The interior of our souls has become polluted. We have become very doubtful of our own intuition and arrogant in what we want to believe does not exist. Our generation believes that we are studying the laws of God and the universe, which bring light, but we are also trying to reconstruct in the same way these laws as we see fit, and that we believe does not come from light or God's grace. We have become so intelligent that we believe science and technology protects us from evil. Evil is something that happened in the dark ages, we believe. We have told ourselves that everything starts with a big bang. Have you looked at our galaxy and seen how small we are in comparison. It's that same arrogance that evil thrives on. That same belief that what happens to other people cannot happen to you. But now with us going through the coronavirus, we can see that we all breathe as one. We are all in this storm together. No one is the exception to the rule. Yes, it does affect people differently, but we are all in this together. But that denial, maybe before the coronavirus, is what evil thrives on. That we believe something can't touch you, it will only affect other people, whether it's illness or poverty. Doesn't really matter. We tend to think that it won't touch us until it does. That same belief or arrogance rather is what causes us to destroy our own planet, telling ourselves it's not affecting us and we will be just fine. We tell ourselves it has no effect, which makes us believe it is not happening, leaving the back door wide open for evil to come in. People can plan wars against other countries, and the people that plan these wars or design these weapons think that it will only benefit them, but they never really think of the fact that it can actually destroy them as well. What's the difference between evil and negative energy? Because there is a difference. Evil is when you consciously decide to harm someone else. This does not mean it needs to be physical harm. It can be harm to the person's reputation. It can be by spreading gossip or to try and harm that person's soul. If you walk your dog and it reacts by barking and lunging, causing you to feel frustrated and anger, and you know in that moment screaming and yanking your dog will be harmful, but you do it anyway, that is quite evil. Or you scream at your child or partner knowing you are crushing their soul with every word that you are saying, but you still do it. That is evil. Saying you do not believe in evil does not make it not exist. How do we support dark within us? We start by trusting the truth just a little, just slightly, so that it works better for us. You just manipulate the truth just a little. You tell yourself that it won't be harmful to anyone, but you're actually making yourself weaker. By doing that, you're lying to your own soul, or at least you think you are, but your soul does know the truth, but you are lying to yourself. And that's actually very huge, and people don't think that way. People smoke and use medication and use alcohol as a means to cope with life, but they're actually weakening themselves. They making themselves not live to their full potential and prefer not to heal because it's easier than having to work on themselves and facing all the excuses that they make every day. They start to believe and tell themselves everything and everyone is against them and that they're entitled and they're victims. But at the end of the day, no one owes us anything. We're not entitled to anything. You don't deserve anything. That's a word that I'm trying to get out of my vocabulary, is that even though I work hard, it doesn't mean I deserve anything. You shouldn't be entitled. We can look in the mirror and see some of this in all of us, I believe. And the question is, are we in denial, or are you having the courage and choosing every opportunity you get between light and dark? We all fail from time to time, and I want to encourage you When you find yourself failing and you chose evil or even just negative energy, not to shame yourself, not to feel guilt, but be aware of it and feel the emotion and let it flow. Don't hold on to that. We are all part of a whole, and everything we do has an effect on the whole. What you do today affects everybody. It doesn't just affect you. And what you do also affects you. Sorry. I hope you found this video informative, and you are welcome to share. Thank you very much for listening. Bye bye.